Hi everybody, it's Genevieve from Oakland Nursery, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about how to put together a spring garden container, spring planting container. Right now we've got a lot of beautiful annuals available, Pansies, Ranunculus, Dianthus, Snapdragons, and Dusty Millers, and I'm going to do a quick demonstration on what it would look like to assemble a container that's about 16 to 24 inches wide, and how to make it look nice with all the plants sort of staged correctly so that the small ones are in the front, the big ones are in the back. It's actually very straightforward. First of all, get your container. You want to fill it up about 2 inches from the surface with some good potting soil. If you have some drainage gravel or even large mulch, you can put at the bottom of it to help drain it. That would be great. Otherwise, just make sure there's a drainage hole in the bottom of your container because these are going to go outside. And then fill it up to just a couple inches below the lip with some good potting soil mix. And then when you're planting a container, you want to think about what side is facing front, what side is facing back, or if this is a container that people are going to see from all sides. In this particular case, I'm going to design this as if this is the front of the container. To start with, I'm going to use an 8-inch container that has a Dusty Miller in it. This is a nice plant because it's got a really pretty texture, and it also has a really soft silvery color, and it will get tall and leggy, so it's kind of your vertical element in your spring plant. Also, if you notice, there's some tiny little buds on here, so it will flower. We're going to put him in the back, and he'll be sort of the back centerpiece of the arrangement. You don't want to put him any lower than the lip of the container. And then next we're going to move on to this guy right here. This is a Ranunculus. He's actually a mix of assorted colors, but he is really lovely because he will just consistently rebloom throughout the spring season. As he buds out and dies, you just pinch off the old buds and new ones will come up. I'm going to put him in front of the Dusty Miller, sort of just right in the center, because he's going to be a little bit shorter and he's going to give you that nice big dramatic pop of color right in the middle. From there, we're going to use 2 Snapdragons. I have 2 different colors, yellow and pink. And these guys, again, these are going to constantly rebloom. They're just going to get taller and taller and shoot out lovely little buds as the season progresses. And I should say at this point, these are all spring annuals. So what that means is they prefer cooler temperatures. They'll last probably through mid-May if the weather doesn't get too hot. But don't anticipate them lasting, into June and July when things really start to heat up. So these guys, since they're sort of like a mid-height plant, I'm kind of tucking them in the middle back of the container. They'll give you a nice pop of color to play off of that Dusty Miller and the nice foliage back there. And then up front, I'm going to put this Dianthus. This is actually a perennial plant, so when you're done with them in your container, you can pull them out and then stick them in your perennial bed or in your garden, and they will actually come back next year. This one is also a mix. He's got red, white, and pink blooms. Since he's sort of short, I'm going to stick him right in the very front of the Ranunculus. Don't be afraid to just either pull him apart or really jam him in there. His root system will work its way in and get settled in, but it'll give you a really nice full look if you pack them in kind of tightly. And then finally, we've got a couple Pansies. These are the workhorses of our spring annuals. If your Pansies are spent, all you have to do is pinch the blossoms off, and they will keep blooming. These guys we're going to pocket right here in the front, like that, just to give it a little pop of instant color. Pansies are great because they come in a wide variety of colors. You may see violas. They're in the pansy family. They're just sort of a smaller version of a pansy. So if you don't have pansies available to you, you can also use violas. I'm going to tuck them in here. And then what we would do is then fill this back in with soil. And if you have a little bit of mulch, it never hurts to put some mulch on the top of your container. It keeps moisture in and helps sort of mitigate pests and things like that. And then you're good to go. We always recommend that you give your container a good drink of water once you get it all planted, and then let it do its thing, and hopefully it'll give you many, many weeks of enjoyment. Thanks so much, and stay safe and be well out there, guys. Bye.